LIV Golf has gotten into much drama with everyone, from the PGA to the OWGR. Spearheading that drama has always been franchise CEO Greg Norman. But his days on the battlefield might just be numbered. You heard that right, the LIV might be replacing him very soon. You don't want to be behind on such interesting info, so stick around till the end of this video. When LIV Golf burst onto the scene with bags of cash from Saudi Arabia and enough perks to lure players away from their beloved tours, the golfing universe collectively dropped their putters in shock. The only thing that came as an even bigger surprise was when the LIV announced its chief executive officer to be Greg Norman. Now, most Gen Z golf fans won't get the surprise, but if you've been a golf fan since the 1980s and early 90s, you'd know what we're talking about. Frankly speaking, Greg Norman is a man of many talents. To some, he's known as a multi-millionaire entrepreneur. To others, he's the chairman and CEO of the Greg Norman Company, a global corporation with a portfolio of companies in fields including apparel, interior design, real estate, wine production, private equity, and golf course design. For some others, Greg Norman is a well-known philanthropist and charity giver. But before the $400 million net worth and the verbal hitman for LIV Golf, Greg Norman was a golf icon. During his days on the green, he won 89 professional tournaments, including 2 Open Championship victories, and spent an astounding 331 weeks as world number 1. Of those 89 professional wins, Norman got 20 on the PGA Tour and was named PGA Tour leading money winner 3 times. The dude was literally a PGA Tour legend, only for him to accept the role of carrying the flag for a tour that sought to unmount the PGA from its high horse. This man's got more guts than a rattled golfer facing a water hazard. And you know what? Even if that wasn't what the LIV Golf sought to do, Greg Norman knew it wouldn't be a friendly process to get the LIV into the limelight. He knew it, took up the job either way, and instantly became PGA Tour public enemy number 1. Not that he seemed to mind, though. He didn't back down from taking shots at the PGA in interviews, making really controversial remarks both against the PGA and in support of the LIV, all in hopes of devouring the PGA Tour. We guess they call him the Great White Shark for a reason. Now that he's made enemies with probably the entire PGA Tour, it makes it even crazier that the LIV are willing to part ways with him, don't you think? Based on the secretive and sneak attack image of LIV Golf that we've come to get used to, you shouldn't expect an official announcement if Norman has been replaced as the CEO. But the signs are there, and there are enough for fans to speculate that his time as the face of Saudi Arabian golf is over. The rumors began to circulate in March of 2023 when Norman didn't appear at the party before their $25 million event in Tucson at the Gallery Golf Club. You can excuse that easily, like what if he caught a cold and couldn't attend? The more explainable sign is that Norman has removed any mention of LIV Golf from his Twitter handle. And yes, he used to have LIV Golf referred to in his biography across all his social media accounts. You know, when a celebrity couple breaks up and unfollow each other on their social media, or delete posts of them together? Yeah, that's what this is giving. Crazily enough, this isn't the first time the LIV was seemingly done with Greg Norman. Back in November 2022, rumors of him being removed as CEO of the Breakaway Tour surfaced. Mostly, it was due to the belief that he was too rash to lead the tour into coming to a compromise for both tours to peacefully coexist with the PGA Tour. Around the time the rumor surfaced, one LIV Golf executive even pointed out Norman's faults in an interview by saying, "Every reporter wants Greg to escalate things, and he always takes the bait. It turns into, F me? No, F you. He almost can't have a conversation without returning fire. Does this escalation behoove us? Clearly not. We're trying to turn down the temperature." And honestly, it looked like they were trying to turn down that temperature. Rumor has it that LIV Golf was chasing after ex-TaylorMade big shot and current Taco Bell CEO Mark King to take the reins from Greg Norman. Now hold the guacamole, folks, because this is no ordinary substitution. While Greg may be a golfing legend, King brings a whole nacho level of expertise to the table. We're talking about a guy who knows his way around golf management like he knows his way around a taco shell. King is the real deal. He has more tricks than a secret menu item. Mark King spent 34 years with TaylorMade, starting as a territory sales representative before being named president of the company in 1999 and CEO in 2002. During his time with TaylorMade, there was immense growth with relentless product launches, and the company even reached more than 50% market share in the metal woods at one time. He also had stints at Callaway and Honma before becoming president of Adidas from 2014 to 2018 and joining Taco Bell in 2019. Clearly, this dude has got the CV to get a CEO job at the LIV. No wonder they actually considered it. Reports mention that King even got as far as meeting with Yasser Al-Rumayyan, governor of the Saudi Public Investment Fund, which finances LIV Golf. But then, LIV Golf Managing Director Majid Al-Surer issued a statement claiming it was all false news and that Norman wasn't going anywhere. Greg Norman is our CEO and commissioner. Any suggestion that changes are being made to Greg's title or role is patently false. But again, that was then. This is now. Of course, Greg Norman has played an essential role in shaping the LIV into the PGA Tour's largest rival, probably ever. He not only led the circuit through its inaugural 2022 season, but he also played significant roles in recruiting some of the PGA Tour's top players. We're talking about the likes of Phil Mickelson, Bryson DeChambeau, Dustin Johnson, Brooks Koepka, and Cameron Smith. He had a hand in all that. Of course, the hundreds of millions worth in contracts did most of the work, but Norman's efforts can't be understated. Want to know what the irony is, though? As much as his contributions to LIV Golf's growth can't be understated, the damage the Great White Shark has caused can't be understated. That LIV executive who said Norman always takes the bait wasn't lying. Since becoming CEO in October of 2021, he has said so many things wrong you wonder if he should still have his job. Where should we start, really? Maybe from him downplaying Washington Post Jamal Khashoggi's murder by Saudi Arabian authorities, saying, "We all make mistakes," or his open letter threatening PGA Tour Commissioner Jay Monahan. Sometimes he even sounds more like he just wants attention and validation from the PGA Tour than wanting him to do the job the LIV pays him to do. He has legit made really bogus promises to his players on the LIV and has been unable to keep any, which isn't a good look for any CEO. If Norman is eventually let go, two people that'll be particularly glad to see that happen are Tiger Woods and Rory McIlroy. First, the two have spearheaded the PGA's defense against the LIV, at least from the players' point of view. Secondly, they don't have any itty bit of love for Greg Norman, and they're both not afraid to say it. Some months ago, Tiger Woods called for Greg Norman to step down as LIV Golf CEO so that a settlement could be reached to stop the war between the tours. The GOAT's major point of view was that if the LIV and PGA Tour were going to put their litigations aside, both in and out of court, then Norman couldn't be the LIV's voice. If you think that's harsh, you have yet to hear McIlroy's side of it. The Irishman has never and still won't hold back from coming for the LIV, but his focus more recently has been on the circuit's CEO. He said in an interview in November 2022, "I think Greg needs to go. I think he just needs to exit stage left. He's made his mark, but I think now is the right time to say, you've got this thing off the ground, but no one is going to talk unless there's an adult in the room that can actually try to mend fences." Maybe Rory's disdain for the 1986 Open Championship winner has something to do with Norman saying, "Rory has been brainwashed by the PGA Tour." Or maybe not. Either way, McIlroy definitely won't flinch if the LIV finally decides to cut ties with Greg Norman.